What's going on, guys? I am SimpleSimon. Welcome to One Beer, 3 Comics, the show where I drink one beer and show you 3 random books from my collection. That's how it works. So it's been a couple months since I did the last one of these, and I said from the very beginning that this series was going to be short-lived, and this is definitely going to be the last time I do this show. And it's not just because it doesn't get a lot of views, it also is because the beer I'm going to show you today I've had for over 2 months, and it's just been sitting in the fridge, and I would have drank it sooner, but I feel like I've been holding out to film this video. And obviously with the move, it's taken a long time to get around to filming this video, so I am going to enjoy today's beer, but it is not a sour. So for those who have watched this before, you'll know every single episode I've been drinking a sour beer because that seems to be a thing that I've been enjoying. Today's beer is more like a cover buy. Just a quick shout out to my some minions. Your support is greatly appreciated. Channel membership is now available. To find out more, hit the join button to find out about perks and exclusive videos and content. But always remember, your membership is not required. The best way to support the channel is by liking and commenting on all the videos. Let's do this. Alright, so today's beer is Over the Tap. It's 4% alcohol, so it's not very high. It's a pretty standard beer. It says on the side here that the Craic was 90, dry stout. So I guess this is a stout beer. As you guys know, I do say I'm a beer guy, but really I don't know shit about beer. I just, discovered sour beers and found they were kind of fun to drink super sour beers. Anyway, I've obviously drank stouts before, but it's not, my knowledge on beer is pretty rookie-like. So I saw this can and I just could not resist. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Sylvester Stallone, and Over the Top, if you guys don't know, was this awesome movie he was in back in the day. I don't know if you'd call it awesome. I think it's awesome. An arm wrestling movie in the 80s. So yeah, the can was absolutely, drew me to it. So just like the Batman can when I bought that one, but that was at least a sour. But yeah, that is today's beer that we're drinking. Who made it? I actually don't know who made it. Maybe the Craic was 90, made it? Doesn't actually say. Normally they have the Brewing company, so I'll have to do a bit of research, and I always leave information about the Brewing company in the description below, so check that out if you're interested in the Over the Tap beer. Being that the can is a movie homage, I want to show a comic book that had a movie homage cover as well, because you guys know from earlier episodes that I collect movie homage covers, and this one here is Cable. I'd never seen this one, actually. Can't remember where I found this. I think I actually found it bin diving. I'd never seen it before, and it's obviously an homage to Aliens, which, I'm a big Aliens guy. And for those who've been keeping up with the channel, you also know that I'm an X-Men guy. That's right. So the funny thing is, my knowledge on X-Men is very limited. I recently started watching the X-Men animated series because I did watch the animated series back in the day when I was a kid, and I learned so much. Like, the first question I had from my friends who do know about X-Men was, is Cable Cyclops' son? I didn't know that. With the clone Jean Grey, it was all like, whoa, mind-boggling. Anyway, that is the first comic book. It's a great cover. I absolutely love it. So now we're going to go to the pour. Today's glass is brought to you by my buddy Old Wolf. You guys might have seen this glass in the previous episode. I think it made its first appearance. Because this is actually a smaller can, the regular size can, it should fit perfectly in this pint. So, oh my God, the color of it is super dark. So let's have a look at this. Oh, look at that, it almost looks like Coca-Cola. Wow, actually let me turn that around for you guys so you can see the color. Look at that. I'm surprised it's only 4%. Wow. So I know a lot of my actual beer drinking friends who are into craft beer, they a lot of them love stouts. And like I said, I've tried stout when they like try this, but can't say it's something I usually would order. So this is going to be interesting. Again, there is the color. Tell me what color that is. It's something we do in this show because I'm colorblind. Now, before I taste it, I will show you the second book. The second book is a Betty Page book. Yeah, there's no keys today. I normally try to show at least one key issue in each episode. There's no key today. This one is a Joseph Michael Linsner cover. Now, it doesn't really go this way. It actually goes this way. Look at that. This is an absolutely fantastic cover. I am a fan of Lindner, but actually, you know what? Let's taste the beer first before I give you a review of this cover. Okay. That's very different to a sour, that is. But it's funny, I actually tried a stout that my mate let me try. It was like 14%, and it actually did have a little bit of sour to it. This, not so much. It definitely has a thicker, it's almost very Guinness-like, you know? I'm not a huge Guinness guy either. It's not something I'd ever order, but sometimes, you know, if it's St. Paddy's Day, someone's like, get a Guinness. It's like, sure, I'll have a Guinness, but interesting. I'm assuming this is not the type of beer you would scull either, but I'm going to do it. So anyway, this cover from Joseph Michael Lindner, I absolutely love it. I do like Lindner's work. However, I don't buy many of his covers. I don't cover buy a lot of Lindner because he's one of those artists where all his women look the same. Like every character he does, they're very, very similar. So once you have one, you kind of got them all. And that's not a bad thing. There's a lot of artists I do like where, like Jenny Frison, I think she does the same face a lot of the times, things like that. So it's not a bad thing, but I'm just not huge on collecting Lindner stuff. I just think he knocked this one out of the park. There is every now and then, he'll do a cover where it doesn't really look like his work necessarily. Like you wouldn't pick it straight away anyway. And this is one of those covers. I think the face is very different than how he usually does it. This is very, very spot on, I think, to the likeness of Betty Page, and even like the body, it's not like his usual ones. It's very realistic. So I just think he knocked this one out of the park as far as the that cover goes. But yeah, it's a beautiful cover. Love this. I actually got this from Mark. Cheers and shout out to Mark. This ain't bad. All right, so the final book. What is the final book? Oh, the final book, I figured I'd show you a slab. Oh, it was just down there. Hopefully you couldn't see it that entire time in the corner. Anyway, so the final book is from my favorite series, which is Something's Killing the Children. I always forget that I've got this. I absolutely love this cover. It's issue number 16. It's an Out of the Vault edition, it says. So I'm assuming it's an exclusive cover. And it's actually, it is a bit of a key. It says, Origin of Erica Slaughter begins. So I think that's the start of the 4th story arc. And it's a John Gallagher cover. And I absolutely love this cover. The reason I love it so much is because if you look at it, it looks like a movie poster. Like if there was going to be a poster of Something's Killing the Children movie, I feel like this is what it would look like. And John Gallagher is actually really good at doing that. I've got his exclusive cover to Nice House on the Lake. That gives the same vibes. It has a very movie poster sort of feel to it, and I feel the same way about this cover. So I absolutely love this. So shout out to my boy Nick's Kicks and Comics. You won't have to hear these burps anymore because yeah. My plan with this series actually is, even though I'm not going to do this regularly, I don't think anyway I'm going to do this anymore, I might try to turn this into like a shorts series. So show you the beer, quickly show you 3 comics, drink the beer in 1 minute. Would you prefer to watch that? All right, so this beer, I actually really like it. Again, it's a stout, because I don't have that understanding of what a stout is, or an IPA, or what's the HZ one? You know, I don't know what hoppy means and all that sort of stuff. It's just like, a beer to me is a beer. The whole thing with sours was when I first tried like a super sour, I was like, oh, that's different. I like that kind of feel. But this actually, I actually enjoy this beer. I do like just regular beer too. So you guys, a lot of people who watched this in the beginning were like, oh, sour beers are for girls. I was like, calm down. I do like normal beers too. But it was kind of just like a new thing. It was kind of like, you know, fun to try different sours. But yeah, I would drink this, and I would even order this. I would go as far to say, I actually am really enjoying this. It might also be because I haven't had a beer for a little while. But yeah, I actually, I rate this beer. Where does it rate in this show? You know what? I wouldn't even rate this at the bottom. Even though it's the only non-sour beer that I've done for this series, I wouldn't rate it at the bottom. I'm actually really enjoying this. Very nice. So that's it. That is the final 1 Beer 3 comics. If you guys are seeing this for the first time and you're like, oh, this was kind of cool. I like beer. I like random comics. Then there is a playlist. I think I made a playlist, and if I did, it will be in the description below. So check out the previous ones. And again, I may actually keep this series going around as a shorts series. So, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the books I shared. I hope you guys enjoyed the beers, and yeah, it's kind of a sad day. No more 1 Beer 3 comics. Anyway, until next time, cheers and keep it simple.